My, it's getting just a touch crowded in this inventory, but that doesn't mean we can't make it look as nice as possible. Don't really have a great spot for my healing items, but that's just fine. Although, there we go. Actually, as a matter of fact, there we go, boxed in with a first aid spray. And welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil 4. As a matter of fact, let's put the Magnum ammo here too, just while we have the space. Last time, Ashley got kidnapped. Once again, and her absence from Leon's RPG party is going to be considerably longer this go-around, which is pretty funny to think about. A lot of people would consider the second half of RE4 to be one long escort mission, at least in casual retrospective of the game, although really there is not that much Ashley action once you get into Act 4. She is MIA for quite a bit. Anyway, moving on here, we will get a cutscene as soon as we step out onto the bridge.
I wonder if you can see me, Mr. Kennedy.
If you even scratch her, I'll break your bones.
First, we shall see if you can make it this far. I'll be waiting.
Shit.
Language, Leon, language. But yes, Ashley is pretty quickly found herself off the backs of the Vistadors in the hands of Salazar directly, who probably has no good intentions for her. I'm just going to assume, based on Salazar's actions thus far, that he has no good intentions. I mean, maybe he is a stand-up guy. That one note had nothing but praise for him. Well, okay, maybe acceptance of him is a better way to put it. Anyway, as soon as we start moving across the bridge, we will have those catapults firing on us, though fortunately, if you are out of their line of sight, they won't really do too much to you. We can utilize our rifle here for a little bit of action. As you can see, we're getting a pretty good supply of the various ammo types in the game so far. Also, buddy, you are getting a little too close for comfort here. I'm just going to send you to the ground real quick. Okay, there we go. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. And we can utilize the Blacktail and its new incredibly high fire rate to just absolutely shred through enemies at this point. Fish for some critical headshots there. Beautiful. Send this guy down, and do... Oh, nice. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Could go for more suplexes if I so desired, but I kind of don't desire at this point. We are doing pretty good on rifle ammo. It is important to note that the American GameCube version of the game has a slightly different drop system when it comes to its ammo. There. Ow! Whoa! Okay. I was not paying full attention there. I saw that the barrels that were on the platform got exploded by that catapult and was eager to rush in to grab them. We want to be very careful, make sure all the catapult shots have actually touched down before we run over to grab yet more rifle ammo and some pesetas. Now we want to move quickly here and hopefully get into nice little bit of funny interaction with the invincibility frames there. Because Leon was flinching from the explosion, the catapult shot couldn't hit him. That's actually some of the worst luck that I've had with those catapults. I hardly ever get hit by those, but I had one direct hit and one very close call there. Anyway, before we start moving up this clock tower, I'm just going to take an opportunity to shoot this wood block here. No particular reason, I just did not like the look of it. We can head up or down, but if we go down, we will quickly find that there is just nothing waiting for us down there, so we will instead just opt to head up. Doing a quick survey of the area so you can get a feel for this place's layout. Yep, it's a clock tower, alright. Heading over here, we can just grab some handgun bullets, and I think I actually went the complete opposite direction that I want to go. I want to check out the other side of those boxes first. That's okay, this isn't a terribly huge area, just another box to break over here with another 1,100 pesetas. Weapon upgrades are getting pretty expensive at this point. Off the back of being just largely superior to the lower or earlier obtained weapons, the weapons you obtain in the mid to late game also cost a lot more to fully upgrade, so money can actually become pretty tight by the end of the game in spite of how much we've had up to this point. Taking out another wood block there, again, no reason, I just really did not like the look of it. Looks like we got a third wood block just chilling over there. Seriously, who jams wood blocks in their clock? It's just ridiculous, makes no sense. Hey, wait a second. Ritual preparation. Thanks to the efforts of the Novistadors, they are quite vistadorable. We have been able to recapture Ashley. We shall prepare for the sacred ritual as quickly as possible and make Ashley an official member of the Los Illuminados. While we prepare for the ritual, those who feel inclined those of you who feel inclined can attend to our American friend. We should be able to hold off our friend for at least a little while by jamming the gears in the clock tower with something. I think we can jam the gears in 3 places. It should be enough to give us time to prepare for everything for the ritual. Now go and entertain our American tourist. So in like the minute since Ashley got kidnapped, Salazar had a chance to draft this note, then place it up here, then make his way over to the bridge. The little guy gets around quickly. Or perhaps his, assistants there just carry him around at lightning speed. Anyway, yeah, the wood blocks jam up the gears. Damn, something's jammed the gears. I wonder what it could be, Leon. And you just have to destroy them all, and there we go. Honestly, I feel like, since they were quite specific that they needed 3 blocks in key places to stop the gears, I feel like destroying one of them would throw off the counterbalancing and just cause the gears shifting to destroy the other 2, but whatever. What do I know? Anyway, we needed to move that bridge over there, and as you can see, the door at the bottom has also unsealed itself. Again, Salazar just moves quickly. He got all that set up in the minute that it actually just got grabbed and flown away from us. Good stuff on the guy. I gotta respect his efficiency here. Anyways, as you probably could tell from the sound of the door opening, a bunch of zealots have just flooded this area, many of them wielding crossbows, so we want to be careful and utilize cover here to avoid getting hit. That first guy did not make good use of his ranged capabilities, really, so I gotta say, I'm not super impressed with the offensive that they are putting forth right now. This guy, we can just barely see poking out over there, and this is a pretty funny thing that happens with enemies with crossbows, where if they think they have a shot on you, but then they realize that the terrain will block it, they will just rapidly raise and lower their crossbows. Pretty funny looking. Speaking of guys who seem to be deeply confused about what they need to do here, look at him go, look at him go. It's actually pretty annoying that he's positioned like that, though, because if we just drop right on his head, he has a pretty good chance of immediately squeezing off a shot on us, so we're just gonna have to go for it, unfortunately. Whoa, 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 God, I can't. Yeah, very unfortunate positioning from this guy. He's going to get the full shotgun rounds there just for his rudeness. Okay, moving on from this, now have to make our way all the way down to the bottom. We started from the middle, then we worked our way from the top, now we're working our way to the bottom. Gonna have a bunch of guys heading towards us here, and some dynamite chuckers. What we want to do here is actually just wait. If those guys throw any more dynamite, it'll take out any of the guys that happen to be coming on the walkway. Now what we want to do here, yeah, just wait for this guy to drop down. Now we can utilize our riot gun to maximum efficiency to just take out all these guys as they pile in here. As you can see, the dynamite throwing zealots kind of lost their nerve. They just don't know what to do with Leon here. Oh boy. We're just going to send that guy to the ground so I don't have to worry about him too much. Burning through quite a bit of shotgun ammo here. But honestly, we are pretty light on inventory space. God, it is pulling from the ammo in such a weird way. Not how I would do it if I had the choice. I have my words for the AI here. The AI of Leon's inventory. If you could please die. I hate these things so much. Like, they're not as dangerous as the blades. They're just really damn annoying. Like, look at this. Such a weird hitbox. Yeah, well, we got it eventually. Yeah, that initial leap they do does not do any damage, so don't concern yourself with it too much. It is funny when those things drop bullets. Not exactly sure where they're keeping that, but hey, I'll take it. My aim is on point today. Anything in here? Yes, as a matter of fact, a hand grenade. We could actually use a few more of those, as we'll have another situation where they are quite useful coming up in a bit. Before we make our way to the... Did one of those guys just blow themselves up? Well, whatever. We just wanted to head past to break open that crate there. Let me see. I want to make sure my shotgun is fully loaded, and it is. We're going to switch to our rifle for a second here. Got a few guys that it'll be convenient to pop with the rifle here, so that is why I'm using it. Makes sense? Makes sense to me. Alrighty. Real quick, let's just squeeze off... Got piercing on here, but can be a little different. Ooh, nice. Okay, okay. I swung that back. Pretty good, pretty good. I am pleased with my results there. Let's take this rifle ammo real quick. Now, we want to react very quickly as this scene begins. We're going to have guys coming from the front, plus a guy with a rocket launcher right at the middle here. We're just going to take that opportunity to explode his head. We want to take out the riot gun real quick and send these guys all down. and move quickly here. Now we can just put our back against the door here. No more enemies will be showing up from this side, so we can just let these guys funnel in and take them all out with, it is so tempting to utilize the, hand grenade here, but I do want to save my hand grenades for a future encounter, so instead I'll just stick to using the riot gun, and we can slowly advance, closing the distance between us and these guys. I do want to back up a little bit so I can make sure that I send this Plagas right to the ground. There we go. Send these guys. Ooh, nice. Man, we're getting almost as many spitters as Ada got before. Gonna need to reload my riot gun here. One unfortunate thing of not going for the reload speed upgrades at this point is it is a little unsafe to reload this thing. Okay, that thing's dead. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's you gotta be mindful of when something that would normally launch them does not. Goodness gracious, how many of these things do I have to kill? Okay, we got a critical hit there. Let's just wait for that thing to pop out. Take that down. Hopefully I can get my shells back in before this thing gets close, and I did. And we will just send that thing down. You know what, as a matter of fact, why don't we just stick to the Blacktail for dealing with this thing? Not to overexert my resources here. Grab this rifle ammo. Oh, whoops, I already forgot that, yeah, this thing's gonna burst out once it's fully and formally killed. Alrighty, that guy with the rocket launcher, he actually has a fixed drop. When we take him out, he'll give us a gold bangle. Very nice. Now, before we head into the next area, I would like to equip my semi-auto rifle here. And I would like to take stock of two enemies we're going to see at the end of this room. As you can see, we've got a Garrador and an armored Garrador. This guy is completely impervious to bullets from the front, so we would need to hit him with something that either explodes or just has incredibly overwhelming firepower to stumble him without hitting his weak point. You must hit his weak point absolutely to kill him. Now, one thing I could do is I could take the rocket launcher here and fire it directly into the armored Garrador. This would damage him heavily, and actually the splash damage would instantly kill the unarmored Garrador off to the left. I could do that, but I'm not going to. Instead, what we're going to do is we are going to try and quickly take out these two guys with the semi-auto rifle. That's good enough, that's good enough. And what we want to do now is take our incendiary grenade and wait for this armored Garrador to come at us. Throw that down to stun him. The other zealot is probably going to wander into it, and this is where we're going to make use of our broken butterfly again to immediately hit that guy in the weak point. Hit him for a second shot. Wait for this guy to get close. Hit him with the broken butterfly head on. Throw that right into his weak point. And then one more in the weak point. Whoop. Yeah, sometimes the weak point can be a little difficult to hit. There we go! Done without the rocket launcher. Now, what I was really hoping for is that both of these guys would have charged at me at once, but they react pretty weirdly to the bullets sometimes, so it doesn't always go quite the way you had hoped. Whoop. But yeah, I wanted to hit both of them, and that's unfortunate. Once you take out those guys, these guys spawn in behind you. Now, one of these guys is actually guaranteed to drop something pretty cool. By the way, that head kick that Leon got, occasionally you can get critical head kicks on the zealots with the mask, which is pretty funny. So, let's take this guy down, take this guy down, and remember, these guys will never drop or never burst out Plagas if they've got the mask. There's only 4 zealots that come in after you take out the Garradors. This last one will drop a first aid spray, so we can use that to top ourselves off. I would have liked to save that for later, but unfortunately, I was a little too focused on getting items instead of paying attention to the enemies that came up behind us. Well, I am glad I was able to get the Garradors dispatched pretty cleanly there, though. Not always something you can expect to happen. This room can go very messy, especially if you don't answer it the way I did. Alright, just checking all around real quick. Actually, there is an item that I missed. There's a couple items in the starting area that you can grab. Give you a little bit more resources to work with, such as a green herb here, which honestly, maybe I should have used that first, but it's also a good idea to be at full health before we get to the next sequence. Actually, that might have been the only thing to grab there. Okay, never mind. Routinely making a fool of myself. What else is new? What else is new? Before we continue on to the next area, just quickly check the busts of these busts in order to get a couple of spinels. Very nice. Heading on through this door, I feel a cutscene coming on.
Ashley.
Leon!
Mr. Kennedy, don't you know when it's time to throw in the towel?
No! Leon!
Where's the satisfying sound of one's impalement?
Don't fall for this old trick.
How dare you! No more games! Kill him! Kill! Quickly! We shall prepare for the ritual!
Leon, you're alive.
Okay, Leon, it's time to say the line.
So maybe you have 9 lives, but it doesn't matter now, Mr. Kennedy. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
Say whatever you please. Die, you worm!
You know, that comeback is so goofy and lame it almost wraps around to being amazing. The typo in the original GameCube release really just adds a little bit of icing to it. But yeah, Leon has his own little grappling gadget, so Ada is not the sole possessor of such a device in order to help her in her mission. And we find ourselves in the spike pit from the N64 Mortal Kombat game. I forget which one that is. I think it was the N64 version of 4? I don't actually remember. We get some pretty good items here, such as a yellow herb, which I'm going to immediately slap that in here and just use it to boost up Leon. We're also going to want to grab this magnum ammo over here, which will come quite in handy. There's one other thing to keep in mind here. The crown. We'll definitely want that for later. It is a very, very valuable combinatory treasure, even if you don't get all the pieces for it. Obviously, we don't want to sell it just yet. Something I do want to sell, though, is actually my riot gun. We do not need this anymore. Say sayonara to the riot gun. It's out of here. What we are also going to sell is some of our incidental treasures, such as the spinels, the velvet blues, the gold bangle, but not the crown. We'll be keeping that for later. And what I want to buy in place of the riot gun is the ultimate shotgun of the game, the Striker. Now, if you've been paying attention to the stats, you'll notice that the Striker already has firepower that matches the riot gun. The riot gun has a maximum firepower of 10, and that's if you purchase its ridiculously expensive exclusive upgrade. The maximum firepower of the Striker is 12, and it's a standard upgrade, not an exclusive. The Striker also has the highest firing speed of the shotguns at 0.73 seconds. This actually got nerfed in future releases because it was way too good. It's 1.10 in all future releases. Its capacity is also ridiculous once you fully upgrade it, allowing you to store most of your shotgun ammo directly into it. Its reload speed is the same as other shotguns, but that's not a big deal. It's also much more compact. As you can see, it takes up, two less horizontal spaces than the riot gun. Very, very nice. Very much appreciated. This is just a flat upgrade in pretty much every area that I care about. One problem with it is that it does play the short-range shotgun trope to the hilt. It is very ineffective if you're trying to hit anything that's more than 5 feet away from Leon, so be mindful of that. But I just want short-range death that explodes 3 enemies' heads right in my face, so the Striker is perfect for my purposes. Unfortunately, there is another problem with it in the GameCube version of the game, or the original GameCube release. It does not, at this point, you cannot actually upgrade it. This seems to be some kind of bug or oversight. You are supposed to be able to upgrade it at this point, and this is possible in all future versions, but for the original GameCube release of the game, you will not be able to upgrade it until you reach Chapter 4-3, at which point you can upgrade it to level 3 and its firepower and capacity traits. Speaking of capacity traits, we are going to want to upgrade the Broken Butterfly to refill its ammo. We're definitely going to need it right now, and also I kind of used my TMP TMP ammo unwisely here. We have a little bit less than I would like for this section of the game, but that is fine, that is fine. One other funny thing to note is that Salazar described the red-cloaked figure as his right hand. Because we pretty much only ever see Salazar when he's facing towards the camera, his right hand is always standing off to his left from his own perspective. Just a funny little thing there. Now, one thing else to note about the Striker, there's a very famous glitch involving this gun. So go to aim it, but as you raise it, open your inventory and switch to any other gun. Just equip it, and you will notice Leon is moving way, way faster now. This is the Ditman glitch. That's D-I-T-M-A-N, named so for the GameFAQs poster that discovered the glitch. When you raise the Striker, but before the laser comes out, if you switch to a different gun, I think this is some kind of animation trick that they did to get Leon to raise the Striker faster despite using shotgun animations mostly. They just sped up his animation for it, and if you cancel out of that and switch to something else, the animation speed increase is retained. And this has a number of effects on many different things throughout the game, but obviously the main appeal of it is that it just makes you move a lot faster. There are a handful of canned animations that will cancel this, such as flinching from explosions, opening doors, or getting hit with a QuickTime event, but otherwise it will persist as you move around in a given area. Obviously, transitioning to a new area also resets your movement speed. Pretty fun glitch to mess around with, and there's a bunch of things related to it that I want to show off. That's strange. Well, probably nothing. As you can see, that animation also canceled out the Ditman glitch on us. I'm not going to be using it for general purposes. I'm just going to be using it to show off the fun things you can do with it. But there is if you want to move around so much faster, it is a very fun way to replay the game. And unlike a lot of glitches that have persisted that were found in the GameCube version, this glitch exists in all versions of Resident Evil 4. I guess because a casual player is not liable to discover it, and it's really fun, they just decided to say, what the hell, let's keep this one. Anyway, moving on through here. As soon as we step forward, briefly Resident Evil 4 decides to remember that, oh yeah, this is a horror game. Something is chasing us down, and we need to move quickly and decisively. Obviously, if you're using the Ditman glitch, you can get through this section a lot faster. Now, this is not where we need to be. I'm just taking a quick detour here to get some more TMP ammo, so let's just load up our TMP real quick. That should be about enough bullets for what I want to do. As you can see, our pursuer will occasionally pop from the ceiling. Oh boy. Ugly fella there. I kind of liked him better with the robe on, honestly. The guy chasing us right now is Verdugo. That is Spanish for the Executioner, and it is a very fitting name if you decide to engage this guy in a fair fight. We want to wrap around here to grab those shotgun shells. Sometimes the dodges will send you backwards, which is a bit unfortunate. Then get this green herb here. And now we need to hit the switch. Were I to go into the other room that I passed up, we would find an elevator there that we could not actually use. We need to repower it. Unfortunately, throwing the power and getting the elevator going also traps us in this room, and we have to wait 4 minutes for it to arrive. Well, we could wait 4 minutes for it to arrive, if you're inclined to just try and survive. For right now, though, what we need to do is try to open this shutter, and when we do, looks like it may not open for a while. Hello, Verdugo. Alright, so what I want to do right now is turn around, and I immediately want to start firing TMP shots into this guy. This looks like it's not hurting him, but trust me, it is. It is dealing a little bit of damage to him, and we just want to wait a little bit before he goes for another QD attack. There we go. We'll let that one sucks. If you're up against the wall and you backflip into it, it will not work out well for Leon. Now, scattered around the area are liquid nitrogen canisters. Those have a pretty horrible effect on Verdugo, freezing him instantly. Now, we could use the rocket launcher on him to take him out instantly as he's frozen. We could do that, but I'm not going to. Instead, we will stick to using the broken butterfly to deal a ton of damage to this guy. Want to make sure my shots are actually connecting here, and that was terrible. We'll want to keep this loaded here. I'm going to take out the rest of my TMP ammo here on this guy, because again, this is actually dealing damage to him, even if it doesn't look like it. There we go. One trick that there is with dealing damage to this guy is that when his eyes flash, if you hit him dead on in the face, that will actually cause him to stumble out of his attacks. There we go. And whenever he does go for that attack, we want to try and back up into the corner. That shutter should be opening pretty fast now. There we go. Or pretty soon now. There we go. Once he jumps up to the ceiling, we can use that opportunity to run past him. There we go. The shutter is open. There are 4 liquid nitrogen canisters scattered around the area. We passed by one of them in the hallway. The other 2 are in the various rooms that we can go to. Again, I'm just going to keep running here. And we want to get to the next canister. Once I hear him stomping towards us, there we go. Just knock it over immediately. You don't have to be super particular about your timing with this. You're pretty capable of just throwing him down when you hear the stompy. You can also kick him to the ground when he's frozen, though I don't find this to be a particularly effective option, so I'm just forgoing that, honestly. Now, let's make our way over to this door here. Once you go into these rooms, there's a variety of things that Verdugo can do. He can try going back into the...
It seems that Salazar is having difficulty taming the American pig. Salazar had his chance. Krauser, go get the girl. Oh, and dispose of the swine while you're at it.
Consider it done.
A cutscene and the end of the chapter. A mysterious man, who you're only aware of if you've been following the Mercenaries updates for this LP. We'll be getting more of an introduction to him later, but he's not super important right now. He actually doesn't become relevant for the rest of this act, and we don't see him until Act 5. So, that's where we'll call it for the GameCube edition of this LP, but we can continue on to show off some stuff in the HD release, so let me switch over to that real quick. For another fun addition of ways that the Plagas removal laser is fun and effective, it immediately vaporizes these armored Plagas, since, well, there's not really much to these guys, but the armor. Another thing you can do to maybe make things a little bit easier for yourself in this room is that this is another place that the mine thrower can potentially be put to some good work. Just set some mine traps as the armors spawn in, and you can blow those up to immediately send these guys to the ground for a little bit. But obviously, we've got overpowered New Game Plus weapons here, so we'll just stick to those and watch these guys get absolutely vaporized. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. You'll love to see it. Well, while I'm working my way back through the chapter, I may as well take this opportunity to show off another New Game Plus weapon, and the last one that I have not actually covered yet, the Matilda. Now, compared to the other New Game Plus weapons, the Matilda is more of just a for fun novelty and not some seriously overpowered weapon. It's really not that different from the weapons you could obtain during the main game, and kind of feels like it was probably supposed to be part of the main game at some point, and then got shuffled to New Game Plus for whatever reason. But the Matilda is a 9mm handgun with burst fire capability, very similar to Leon's upgraded handgun from Resident Evil 2. Maxes out at 2.5 firepower and fires 3 bullets per pull of the trigger. The exclusive upgrade gives it a capacity of 100, so yeah, not super powerful, not really that much better than a upgraded Blacktail when you get right down to it in terms of the rate of fire, but hey, it looks pretty cool, right? And you can definitely have some fun with this. You're gonna be getting a ton of handgun ammo anyway, so may as well carry this around on New Game Plus just to enjoy a little bit of usage out of that ammo. The only other thing you're probably going to be getting is hand cannon ammo. Incidentally, since I didn't really show it off, if you find these these catapults to be irritating, you can take them out with rifle shots, but it really is not worth your time. It's not like you can collect items from them anyway. So, one weird change to highlight is, for whatever reason, starting from Biohazard 4, this bridge has a typewriter on it for you to save your game. I'm really not sure why they put this here, and this is the only place I can think of offhand where you'll have a typewriter popping up while you're being attacked by enemies. Very, very strange. Anyway, time for some more mine thrower fun. If we just pop a mine thrower dart into that wall there, and then go into the cutscene. I was a little bit too early on that. Well, that's okay. Let me just really quickly did I already demonstrate that? Oh, never mind. There we go. You don't have to be super perfect there. Okay, I just wanted to show that off. Oh god. Goodness gracious, I'm letting myself get surrounded here. I'm trying too hard to demo things. Moving on from this. So the next thing I'd like to demonstrate is what I was talking about with the rocket launcher. Remember that the infinite rocket launcher is statistically identical to the normal rocket launcher, just infinite ammo. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, we can just quickly take out the unarmored Garrador with a shot like that. And then the armored Garrador will be incredibly weak once, oh boy. I was waiting for him to hopefully go for a charge there so that I could get him trapped. There we go. Just let him go for that. And then, honestly, yeah, just a little bit, that guy teleported out of nowhere. But yeah, just a little bit of damage there, and he will be finished off. So that's a way you can, if you are intimidated by this room, or maybe you just want to conserve your broken butterfly ammo, that is an option for dealing with it. Next up, of course, we have to see what happens when we fail the QuickTime event. I am obligated to show all of these off. Game over for Leon. Unfortunate, unfortunate. Well, at least he didn't get any blood on his suit, right? Now, for one final thing for me to touch on, it's not going to be blowing up Verdugo with the rocket launcher. Instead, it is actually possible to kill him when he's not frozen, and he has a unique animation if you manage to accomplish this. Obviously, this is very easy to accomplish when you have a hand cannon that deals 99 damage per shot, so why don't we just blast him backward with hand cannon shots until he finally gets taken down. Sometimes he likes to jump to the ceiling to cause us some problems, but that's not going to really stand up to repeated hand cannon shots, despite the fact that, ooh, nice matrix dodge there, buddy. Oh boy, he's actually getting in some pretty good hits here. Fortunately, I keep healing items on hand for such an occasion, so let's just use that. Yeah, it's not perfect. Oh, whoops, that was a mistake. I get my buttons mixed up so bad here. Oh my goodness. Am I seriously gonna die here? Damn it! Well, hey, unique animation for death there. He decapitates you. I can't believe I did that. I got my... because I'm jumping between the emulated GameCube version, I'm playing on the Steam version, I've got my buttons backwards. Really bad strategy, but, like, just playing the GameCube version, it helped me to have the buttons laid out in a very particular way. Anyway, you know, I should clarify, when I said I was playing it emulated, I meant for Biohazard 4. The American GameCube version, on console, baby. You know, for as little as I can brag about with that. Anyways, let's do this properly this time, not get killed like an idiot. So yeah, as long as he's not doing his matrix dodges, I should be fine here. Let him drop on down. Hopefully keep my shots lined up here. There we go. Come on. There we go. Managed to get that dodge, at least. let him do that, and then just keep hitting him. Come on. Man, and he didn't give me the QTE here. He's taking a lot more damage than I realized he would. Goodness gracious. There we go. Once you finally lay enough shots into him, he finally goes down. Now, the hand cannon, as you can see, deals 100 damage, okay, 99.9 damage per shot, so killing him without freezing him at all is a pretty tall order, so, yeah, definitely not the recommended way to go about this battle, but can be a pretty interesting challenge for yourself if you are willing to commit to it. People have beaten him with just the knife without freezing him. Usually revolves around getting him stuck by the doors, because, again, the doors behave pretty funnily with Verdugo. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show for this edition. When we return, we will actually be leaving the castle for a bit and getting a couple of new mining-themed set pieces. Look forward to that. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.